What we're going to do today is a forum style vote. And so that means that everybody will have 2 minutes to introduce themselves, and after that we'll be accepting questions. I've just been passing around question sheets to the members of the audience and the candidates, and they're welcome to decide on a candidate they would like to ask the questions to and the question itself. So that means, for example, if you had a question for the presidential candidate, you would write president and then the question, and then all 3 presidential candidates could respond. Or if you had a question that was for all of the candidates, you could write all candidates, and all of the candidates would respond. Does that make sense? So I have extra question sheets up here. If you think of a question during the speeches or during the other questions, you're welcome to come grab one, and then I'll read them out as we go. And for everything, candidates are going to be answering in alphabetical order. So this is the way that names are going to appear on the ballot, starting with the executive positions with president in alphabetical order, and then the other executive positions, and then board member positions, and then Senate and University Council. So we're going to go ahead and get started on the introductions, and when the pizza arrives, we can take a little break. So if Jason Gagnon, who is our first presidential candidate, would like to come up and introduce himself, I would welcome him to do that.
Alright, hello. Like you said, my name is Jason Gagnon, and I'm your current Vice President of Student Affairs for the University of Regina Students' Union. I've decided to run for president because over the past year, I've really enjoyed my job as working for students, and I want to continue working for students. Though it was challenging at times, it was immensely rewarding, and I want to continue that next year. I want to continue with that work next year. URSU is in the best position it's ever been in, and I think it's time to start expanding our services offered. To do so, we need to increase the funds for student societies. We need to create a pool of funding for students that have children to help alleviate the cost of childcare. And we need to increase our academic support. And finally, potentially most importantly, we need to professionalize our advocacy. Simply saying we want lower tuition to the government doesn't seem to be working. We need to change our tactics of how we approach it. We need to request a meeting with the Minister of Finance and request that analysts from the Ministry of Finance be there, and then tell them exactly what we want and how we want it done. This will go a long way in professionalizing our advocacy and turning us into a real lobby group, which is something that I think we've been failing to do in the past. Furthermore, I would like to implement an academic survey. We need to figure out where we are, where our services are meeting needs of students and where they are not meeting the needs of students. And this would also give us an opportunity to have some direction for our advocacy. So if you support any of these initiatives, I ask for your support come March 14th to the 17th and vote Jason Gagnon for president. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jason. I will invite Connor McNeil, who is also running for president, to come give his opening remarks.
Hi guys, my name is Connor McNeil. I'm running for URSU president, and basically the reason I decided to run for URSU president is I think that there are 2 major problems with the student union at the moment. The first is the student union is not doing enough to make sure that the student fees are affordable and working for the students. We've seen 5 straight years of tuition rises at this university. While the union has sat back, students have seen their loan payments climb higher and higher. We need a union that's actually going to make sure to lobby the administration, lobby the government hard, and actually fight for the students. And there's not just tuition fees, there's also student union fees. Since I started going to this university 2 years ago, total fees charged to the students by the union has increased $1 million. So they're earning $3.5 million in student union fees. Even though they have $3.5 million to work with, the money still isn't working for the students. Even though we're only in the first week of March, the funding for student groups has already been depleted. The official campus budget line for student groups has already been depleted. With $3.5 million, they can't make room for the student associations, so I propose a cut to $29,000 in salary that URSU executives earn, and give that money back to the students to make sure the student money is working for the students. My second major reason that I'm running is that we need a student union that really represents the students. The whole point of having a student union is to have a representative body for the students that lobbies for the students on issues they think are important. But have any of you ever been asked if you think about anything by the union? I know I haven't. So we need a union to actually know what the students think so they can fight for it. So I propose holding open polls, open meetings, calling in all the students to tell the union what they think the important issues are. URSU board meetings are open, but this will be a specific meeting just so people can come in and tell us every month what's important. So the student union can be a true student advocate. So, yeah, that's my 2 points. Keeping this university affordable, making sure the money's working for the students, and okay, I gotta wrap it up, sorry guys. Anyway, my name is Connor McNeil, running for president, vote March 14th, and thank you guys for your time.
Thank you, Connor. I would invite Jermaine McKenzie, who is also running for president, to give his introduction.
Thank you. As was mentioned, my name is Jermaine McKenzie and I'm running for president. The reason why I'm running for president, well, there are quite a few. I will start with the issue that was raised by both candidates, tuition. How is it that Saskatchewan has the second highest tuition rate in all of Canada? I think it's not an economic decision. It's a very political decision that has been taken by the government of Saskatchewan that must be challenged. How do we challenge that? We challenge that by working closer with other post-secondary institutions within the province. And so we organize ourselves and then we represent ourselves with a united voice to the government so that they have to listen to us and can't ignore us. Another issue is the issue of textbooks. How do we address that? The University of Saskatchewan has taken on a pilot project where they're moving towards more digital textbooks. We need to have that program here. And in certain courses, it will be a bit difficult to do that. And in those courses, such as maybe certain math or engineering courses, especially where those textbooks cost over $100, $200, I say that we work to get at least 1 or 2 copies of those books on reserve so that every student who takes those courses will have access to the information and not be denied the right to a quality education. All right, so those are 2 of the issues. With regards to the OWL is something that I think has a lot of potential and can definitely, thank you, and can definitely be improved. International students are our largest growing student body population. We have to reach out to them and we have to find ways to address their needs and their concerns. I have worked closely with that group, volunteering for them time and time again. I can get them more involved and I know what their interests are and I can work with them in making the OWL a more attractive place and a more financially viable place. Thank you.